You know, I'm pretty excited to get my hands on Bayonetta 3. With a score like 5 out of 5 from VG247 or 4 out of 5 from VGC and The Gamer, I can't help but get excited to play through this new Bayonetta game. Which, by the way, are you gonna buy the new Bayonetta game? Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the RoboChan Show, where we take the gaming news format that channels like Spawnwave or Arlo do, add a dash of animation and some cool editing on top to bring you your gaming news, leaks, and rumors in a fresh new way. If you're new here and want to be kept up on everything gaming, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoy the video and dislike if not. In this video, we are going to talk about the review scores and what people are saying about Bayonetta 3, what are the positives and negatives, and overall my thoughts on their reviews. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, it helps the video out when you do, and if you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is roborob93. Without further delay, let's get to the video. So Bayonetta 3 has been a huge topic in the past 2 weeks, all thanks to the former actress Helena Taylor, who lied, tried to boycott the game, which increased the sales for the game twice, I might add. It was even on Amazon's best-selling chart, even beating out games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is pretty huge, and then she tried to prove she lied by lying, which is really strange, but okay. But now that drama is over, as far as we know anyways, and today we get to talk about the Bayonetta 3 reviews and how people are liking the game, if it's good, what's bad about it, and so on. So the first review is by The Telegraph, and this is what they said. Its unruly heart is its calling card, the manic beating heart that its exquisite combat is built around. And if that sounds like a good time, then Bayonetta 3 will be the most fun you've had in any video game. So I think the combat being amazing is something that we all expected from Bayonetta 3 and from Platinum Games themselves, whether it's Bayonetta or Astral Chain, Platinum Games, any game really from them. Combat-wise, they usually deliver a great experience, even in some of their one-off games like The Legend of Korra, which had some fun in their gameplay. So that was a 100 view score. Let's drop down to 95 and see what Sector RS has to say about Bayonetta 3, as well as Hobby Consolist, who expands on the gameplay from this game as well. Bayonetta 3 is sexy, entertaining, but also a touching action game that exceeds all your expectations and surpasses the previous games thanks to its story and ending. So this is something I wanted to see as well. I think one thing that can really grab me when it comes to video games is the story. I watch a lot of movies every year, about once a week. I go to the movie theater quite a lot, and the main thing I enjoy about these movies is the story. So when there's a really good story in a video game, it doubles my enjoyment and keeps me invested throughout the whole gameplay. So I'm glad, as far as this review goes anyways, it seems to be the case. So let's drop down that 95 to 90 and see other reviews that offer some criticism for the game, but also praises other aspects of Bayonetta 3, and this is what the Press Start Australia says. Bayonetta 3 successfully reinvents itself in many ways to offer the experience that feels worthy of a title of sequel. It successfully shakes up the combat from previous games by implementing new abilities to help keep things familiar but fresh. Some of the gimmicky battles brings down the pacing and dreaded, but Switch-related performance issues remain. As a whole, Bayonetta 3 eclipses its predecessor and is truly one of the most bombastic and enjoyable action games you can play. So this is something that I was a bit worried to when it comes to the Nintendo Switch and performance, two things that often don't work well together for some new Nintendo Switch games, and it seems that Bayonetta 3 has some of these performance issues. And this is something I'm seeing more and more and more of in games as we get further into the Nintendo Switch's lifespan. But shifting over to the combat, they say that it's better than the previous installments, which is fantastic. I think that's something you do want in a sequel. You want your sequel to be better than the other two games or the first game. So let's drop down the score all the way to 70, and this is what Gfinity has to say. Bayonetta 3 may not reinvent the wheel, but its lightning fast action and engaging gameplay pushes the Switch to its limits. So it seems here that Bayonetta 3 doesn't really push any boundaries or try to do anything new, which is not what I think we were all expecting. I don't think we were expecting Bayonetta to be the brand new game that really touts itself as doing something different from any other game that has ever come. Nor did Platinum Games market the game in such way either, so I think this makes a lot of sense. I found this review interesting because it's the first one that offers some criticism for the game. Now I'm sure the other ones did offer criticism if we were to go through their whole review. This is just a shortened version of it. But even the ones that are a little more critical of the game do offer some of the same positives as the other reviews. Positives like they say in this part of the review. Therefore, it's a pleasure to tell you that Bayonetta 3 more than lives up to the hype and warrants an 8-year wait for the latest entry. The combat is as fluid as ever, the story is engaging, and newcomers to the series like myself can dive in without worrying about getting lost in the mayhem. You may occasionally feel exhausted, but Bayonetta 3 is quite unlike any other action game on the Switch. So even though the score is 70, a lot of the key points still stand from the other reviews, which is great. Now right now there are only 2 70 score reviews and there are no negative reviews, and this is what the other 70 score review says. When the witch takes charge, the demonic fighter is better than ever. After 8 long years, Platinum Games has delivered a sequel which successfully celebrates the series, although it does have some problem with pacing and split focus. So the wording of split focusing and pacing is pretty interesting, because I know sometimes games can really hit their stride throughout the gameplay and then they can run into some kind of pacing problem, stopping the combat, stopping the story, or maybe some of the story beats just don't hit right with the player. Overall, the game becomes a little bit dull and not as fun as it was before. I'm looking at you, Spider-Man PS4. I really hated those Mary Jane scenes. I personally found them pretty boring. I wanted to play as Spider-Man, not Mary Jane. But anyways, to recap the negative and positives, it seems that there really aren't too many negatives and there's more positives. The positives were great combat, it doesn't get old by introducing new abilities and mechanics throughout the game, it's a good hack and slash game. The story seems to be a great story with touching moments and a touching ending as well. And for the negatives, from what I can see, there's a pacing problem, there are performance problems with the Switch, and it doesn't seem to be trying to do anything new. Which that can be a positive or a negative, which here it seems that it not trying to go too far from Bayonetta and keeping to its roots seems to work for the game. So that might be a negative or a positive, depending on who's playing this game. Now what I get from all this is that Bayonetta 3 is an extremely fun game with fantastic combat that doesn't get old by introducing new abilities and keeping things fresh and fun. It seems the game is a fun hack and slash game that's better than Bayonetta 1 and 2 and has some fantastic moments, only interrupted by some poor pacing and a lack of focus in some places. All while having some performance problems, which has been a problem on the Switch, which really sucks. But overall, it seems like a fun and great game and I can't wait to play it. I gotta finish up Mario Rabbids 2 first, and then I'll be shipping that back to GameFly, and then I'll be renting Bayonetta 3, and I can play through that, maybe on stream perhaps, and then I can get my review out on that. Unless one of my videos does really well, then I can just buy it on launch, but I highly doubt that's gonna happen. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to tell me what you think of these reviews. Are you excited? Are you gonna get Bayonetta 3 on day 1? What is your thoughts on the game after you've played it if you come across this video after the release? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. And if not, on your way out, make sure you subscribe for more videos and also have that notification bell on. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, there is my Patreon and Twitter account in the pinned comment if you're interested in those. Oh, and also have this donut if you're still sticking around for me rambling. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.